Hello again, everybody. This is Ken Allison, and this is Mostly Sports Talk. And as we've told you before, we call it Mostly Sports Talk because sometimes we don't, we do, and so that's that simple. Glad that you took the bother to tune us in. Our email address is mostlysportstalk, one word, at gmail.com. And we are going to do some mostly college stuff today, and most of it's going to involve the Clemson, North Carolina game that's coming up Saturday as we are recording this. It's coming up on Saturday for the ACC Championship. Should be a tremendous game. And we're going to talk a little bit about the coaching carousel that's going on in college football to the date that we have it right now. First thing we're going to do, though, is we're going to get in here and we're going to get into some Clemson stuff with Dabo Swinney and his press conference as of yesterday. Here we go.
We're in the championship. Otherwise, I would be, on the road, eating a Chico stick and a Slim Jim and drinking a Diet Coke, riding in the car with one of the coaches recruiting, going from school to school or home, whatever. But man, when you're having a press conference this time of year, man, that means you've had a heck of a year. And man, it's awesome to be a part of the championship, and appreciate you reminding me of that. I mean, that just is crazy for me to even kind of wrap my mind around my 100th game, and I think that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. It really is. To, a lot of people's 100th game, it's not one of those things you can control or predict. A lot of people's 100 games against like East Topeka Community College, and it just is what it is. But to be in the ACC championship game, to have your 100th game, because that's special regardless. But for it to be such a meaningful game is awesome. And I know Noonan was just in here, I think, but really, again, congratulations to our men's soccer team and just the season that they've had. And I just think it's awesome that both football teams are competing for the Final Four this week. So that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. And I'm really happy for all the players involved in that. But I'm proud of our team. I'm proud of our staff for just an incredible year. What a great year it's been. Been special in every regard. To finish 12-0 with our regular season is obviously first time it's happened in 34 years, and we're going to try to not wait that long to do it again. I hope that it won't be 34 years before we have an undefeated season around here again. But I also want to congratulate all of our all ACC players. I mean, I think we had a record 18 guys, counting Dodd. I think he made honorable mention, which is amazing to me. But 18 guys making all conference, and including every offensive lineman, all of our starting offensive linemen. I just think that is just incredible, and also want to congratulate Coach V being named the finalist for the Broyles Award, much deserved. And certainly, hope that he wins that. And just a great job by our staff. But again, it's a privilege to compete for the title. North Carolina, impressive. I mean, impressive team, really. Just as I've had a chance to really dial into them and look at all phases of the game. This is a complete football team, and that's why they're a champion. They've won 11 straight, and I think this is a great matchup. I really do. Looking at their offense, first of all, they're all back. I mean, I think they lost one player off of last year's team, so everybody's back. They've got good depth. There's really not a weakness when you look at their offense. There really isn't. I mean, they've got a dynamic quarterback that can throw it and run it. They're good up front. They've got speed and skill all over the field with the backs and the tight ends and the receivers. This is a complete offense, so this is a great matchup. There's no question about it. Got some playmakers. I mean, they scored 35 points on us last year. We had a pretty good group. They hit 3 big plays on us. Little number 3 had 2 touchdowns on jailbreak screens, just fast and ran away from us. They had a big 3rd and 1, about a 75-yard play action pass on us. That number 13 is as fast a guy as we've seen all year. He can fly. So he went up and mossed, McKenzie last year in the end zone. Took one, just went up and took it right over the top of his head. Got great ball skills. So they're an explosive group and a ton of big plays. And the reason they've had so much success, like us, is they're very balanced. And when you can have that type of balance in your offense with great skill, then you're a problem for people. And so very similar to us in a lot of ways offensively. But they were that last year too. The biggest difference for them is the defense. I think Coach Chizik has done an incredible, and he's a finalist for the Bowles Award too, and he should be. He has done an incredible job. They've got an excellent scheme. They've not given up near the big plays that they gave up last year. They've created a ton of turnovers, a ton. They mix up their coverages with a lot of between their 4-man and cover 2s, and when they bring their one high pressures, a lot of press. They're confident with their press technique outside. Do a great job involving their safeties in the run game. So just very sound with their scheme, very sound fundamentally in what they're doing over there. So impressive. And then special teams wise, that little number 3 he's dangerous. He can change a game with one touch on punt return. So, and then they got Logan back there on kick returns. Him and 21, I believe. So this is again a complete football team. There's a reason why they've won 11 in a row. They're the coastal champion, and there's a reason why we've won a bunch in a row too. And so I think this is great for the ACC to have a matchup like this in our conference championship game. 2 great champions sell out. Just looking forward to going up to Charlotte and being a part of it, competing our butts off for the title.
That's Dabo Swinney, and yesterday in his press conference, the pre-North Carolina press conference, and he started out, in case you didn't really understand, they're saying how great, how happy he was to be there, because if he had not won last week or had not been in the championship game, he would be out recruiting now instead of getting ready for a championship game of his own. So there he was. Dabo has changed so much. In all of these, now this is his 100th game coming up. He has changed so much. He has shown so much more maturity, and I don't know. I think he's a great face for the university there at Clemson, and his work on the field certainly has reflected that. We have a very short little interview, a blurb or two with Clemson's 1,000-yard running back, really more than that, Wayne Gallman, as he was asked yesterday about his knee and how he was.
I'm going to tell you, I felt limited, like from a mental standpoint. I just went out there and played the hardest I could. But, there was a couple things that I felt I could have did a little bit more looking back at film. But I just felt limited.
How do you feel this week?
I feel a whole lot better than I did last week. I think this week, I've been going to treatment every morning, and I should be about 100% for Saturday.
You're obviously not on the field with them, but you kind of relish these matchups when they've got a Dalvin Cook or an Elijah Hood over on the other side. You kind of maybe give you any extra juice at all in your game?
It proves that I'm the best back on the field, but in the game I'm not thinking about it, but going into it, that's in the back of my head.
Okay, that was Wayne Gallman, Clemson running back, and like all good athletes of every kind, he says, I think I'm the best back on the field, and that is something that you would expect a young man like that to do, and I just think it's great that he feels that way. So those are a little bit of things straight from Clemson. Then we're going to do a little comparison here. North Carolina averages 495.7 yards per game, 16th in the country. They score 41.3 points a game, 11th in the country. They average 229.67 yards on the ground, 18th in the country, and they average 266 passing. That's 33rd. Marquise Williams, I'm telling you, that dangerous quarterback, had one bad game, the first game of the season, and he's 6'2", 225. He's big. He's fast. Dual threat. Second in the All-ACC selection, that would be, of course, behind Deshaun Watson. And he is, I don't know, he's just matured so and is just good. He's 185 of 287 in passing for 2,600 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. There are a lot of good receivers they have. A guy named Mark Hollins, 26 receptions, 670 yards, 8 touchdowns. He averages 25 yards a catch. And he kind of worked on the Tigers last year. They have run the ball very well. Elijah Hood, 192 carries for 1,280 yards, 16 touchdowns. He is good. Williams, the quarterback, has 786 yards and 10 scores on 125 carries. And then they have a big play back, I'll get it out in a minute, by T.J. Logan, 60 carries, 372 yards, and 5 touchdowns. So they're very good. Now, they allow 20.8 points per game, 19th in the country. They give up 394.9 yards, right at 395 yards a game, and that's 65 in the nation. Their weakness is rushing defense. They're giving 208 yards a game. That's 106. Now, that's 128 schools. They've held opponents to 186 yards passing per game. That's 19th. That's very good. Very good defensive backfield. There are 5 common opponents, and we're going to get to them in a minute. Clemson actually outscored those opponents. And if you care about something like, if you care anything about, comparative scoring, and you really can't go by that. Clemson has played in more big games. They have played people like Notre Dame, and they have played people like Florida State. North Carolina hasn't. North Carolina is catching a lot of flack over their schedule. They did schedule 2 FCS teams. Sometimes that happens. I don't know if that happened this time with North Carolina, but sometimes you'll have a schedule with someone else and they'll back out on you, and the only person you can get then is going to be an FCS team. And that is what happens sometimes. Clemson's had that to happen before. So I don't knock them too much for that. I really don't. They're very, very good. They're very, very fast. They're big. They're strong. And it is going to be a tough ball game. I think that Clemson's going to win. Now, anybody turns that ball over 3 times, and both these teams have had some turnover troubles lately. Turn it over 3 times and you're dead. That's absolute fact. You cannot turn it over. But saying they don't turn it over is not some really dumb things happen. Clemson's going to win. Maybe they might cover the 5-point spread that Vegas has as of right now, as we're recording this program. Maybe. So, you really can't tell too much because they're so much alike. The big difference might be Deshaun Watson. He has a way of just putting that team on his back and saying, all right, guys, let's go. So that's what we have as far as we think about that ball game. I want to look at a couple of other things, though, before we go along any further. All this coaching situation that's going on. Word all over today is that Kirby Smart will be coming down to Athens to the Georgia Bulldogs, and those are pretty good sources that are saying that. Some other things that are happening, might as well run through them. Illinois hired Bill Cubitt to replace Tim Beckham. Iowa State hired Matt Campbell to replace Paul Rhodes. And Hawaii has hired Nevada offensive coordinator Nick Rolovich to replace Norm Chow. Minnesota hired their interim coach, Tracy Clays, to replace Jerry Kill. Central Florida, UCF, hired Scott Frost. Now, he is the offensive coordinator at Oregon, and he'll take